Have you ever looked into your child's eyes and felt something that words could never explain? Perhaps it happened in a quiet moment while they were sleeping peacefully in your arms. Perhaps it happened when they smiled at you for the very first time, and something deep inside your heart whispered, "I know you." It was not ordinary affection. It was not simply the joy of becoming a parent. It was something far older, far deeper, and strangely familiar, as though your souls had met somewhere beyond this lifetime. Many parents experience this feeling but dismiss it as imagination. Yet according to the ancient teachings of Buddhism, such moments may be revealing one of life's greatest mysteries. Your child may not be a stranger who accidentally entered your life. They may be a soul whose karmic journey has been intertwined with yours across many lifetimes. The Buddha taught that nothing in this universe happens without causes and conditions. Every meeting, every separation, every joy, and every sorrow arises because countless causes have ripened together. Just as a lotus flower cannot bloom without water, sunlight, fertile soil, and time, no relationship appears without karma. The bond between parent and child is not merely biological, it is spiritual, it is karmic. It is the continuation of stories that began long before either of you took your first breath in this life. Today, I invite you to set aside everything you believe about coincidence. Sit quietly, breathe slowly, and allow your heart to become open. For what you're about to hear is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken you. By the end of this teaching, you may never look at your child the same way again. You may begin to understand why some children bring effortless happiness, while others seem to arrive carrying storms into the family. You may finally discover why love can sometimes exist beside unbearable pain, and why forgiveness often feels impossible until wisdom enters the heart. More than 2,500 years ago, people came to the Buddha with countless questions about birth, death, suffering, and destiny. Some asked why good people suffered while cruel people appeared to prosper. Others asked why children were born into wealthy homes while others arrived in poverty or illness. The Buddha did not answer these questions by speaking of luck or punishment. Instead, he revealed the law of karma. Karma is not revenge. Karma is not reward. Karma is simply the natural unfolding of causes and effects. Every intention plants a seed. Every action leaves an imprint upon consciousness. Every word spoken with kindness or hatred travels with us far beyond the end of this physical body. Imagine standing beside a peaceful lake. You gently drop a small stone into the still water. The stone disappears beneath the surface within seconds, but the ripples continue expanding long after the stone itself can no longer be seen. Karma works in exactly the same way. Our actions may seem to disappear into the past, yet their consequences continue moving through time, touching lives we cannot even imagine. Sometimes those ripples return to us within days. Sometimes they return after decades. And sometimes, according to Buddhist teaching, they return in another lifetime altogether. This is why the Buddha described existence as an endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. When the body dies, consciousness does not simply vanish. Like a flame passed from one candle to another, the stream of consciousness continues, carrying the accumulated tendencies, intentions, and karmic seeds created over countless lives. We may forget our previous births, just as we forget most of our dreams upon waking. But forgetting does not erase the consequences. The seeds remain, waiting patiently for the right conditions to bloom. Now consider this astonishing possibility. Before your child was born, before their tiny hands reached for yours, before you even knew their name, their consciousness was already carrying ancient karmic seeds. And so were you. When the conditions became perfect, those two streams of consciousness met once again. Not by accident, not by chance, but because karma gently guided them back together. Many people believe they choose to become parents. Buddhism offers a far deeper perspective. While your conscious mind may decide to have children, countless invisible karmic forces are also at work. The soul that becomes your child is drawn toward you because unfinished lessons remain between you. There is love still waiting to be expressed. There are wounds waiting to be healed. There are promises waiting to be fulfilled. There are debts waiting to be repaid. The family into which we are born is not random. It is one of the greatest classrooms the universe provides for spiritual awakening. Think about how extraordinary this truly is. Out of billions of people alive on Earth, why did this particular child enter your family? Why not another? Why were they born to you instead of someone living on the other side of the world? Science may explain the biological process of conception, but biology alone cannot explain the invisible pull that binds certain souls together. Buddhism teaches that karma completes the picture. Souls are drawn toward one another by the magnetic force of unfinished causes and conditions. Sometimes this connection reveals itself almost immediately. There are mothers who say they recognize their baby's presence even before pregnancy was confirmed. There are fathers who describe overwhelming dreams in which a mysterious child appeared months before birth. There are children who, at an impossibly young age, speak about places they have never visited or people who died before they were born. Such stories have been recorded across cultures for centuries. While Buddhism encourages careful investigation rather than blind belief, it also reminds us not to dismiss experiences simply because they challenge our ordinary understanding of reality. There is an old Buddhist story about a monk who once asked the Buddha why two strangers instantly became lifelong friends, while others who had known each other for years remained emotionally distant. The Buddha replied that just as seeds planted long ago bloom when rain finally arrives, so too do relationships blossom when karmic conditions become favorable. Affection does not arise from a single moment. It is the flowering of countless previous acts of kindness shared across many lives. The same principle applies even more deeply to parents and children. Your child may once have been your parent. They may have been your sibling, your closest friend, your devoted student, or even someone you considered your greatest enemy. Buddhism does not limit the possibilities because karma itself is unimaginably vast. Throughout endless cycles of rebirth, our relationships transform continuously. Those we once protected may return to protect us. Those we once harmed may return to teach us compassion. Those we once abandoned may return so that we finally learn the meaning of responsibility. At first, this idea may seem surprising. How could someone who was once your parent become your child? Yet consider the impermanent nature of all things. The Buddha repeatedly taught that nothing possesses a fixed identity. Rivers constantly change while remaining the same river. Trees lose every leaf before growing new ones. Even your own body replaces most of its cells over time. Change is the law of existence. Why should relationships be any different? Perhaps in another lifetime, the soul now sleeping peacefully in the next room once stayed awake through countless nights caring for you when you were helpless. Perhaps they sacrificed their dreams so that you could survive. Perhaps they guided you through terrible suffering. Now the roles have reversed. Life has offered each of you another opportunity to experience the relationship from the opposite side. Through this exchange, both souls continue evolving toward greater wisdom. But karma is not always gentle. Some parent-child relationships begin with profound struggle. There are children who arrive with serious illnesses. There are families divided by constant conflict despite sincere love. There are parents who give everything yet receive only rejection. If you have experienced such pain, please do not mistake karma for punishment. Buddhism never teaches that suffering is evidence of divine anger. Instead, suffering is viewed as an opportunity for awakening. Imagine carrying a heavy stone inside a backpack for many years without realizing it. Each step becomes more exhausting, yet you blame the road rather than the hidden burden. Then one day, someone gently removes the stone. Suddenly, walking becomes effortless. Karma works similarly. Difficult relationships often reveal the hidden emotional burdens we have carried across lifetimes. Through patience, forgiveness, compassion, and understanding, these burdens can finally be released. This is why your child may unknowingly awaken emotions you never expected. They may trigger fears you believed had disappeared. They may awaken extraordinary love beyond anything you imagined possible. They may expose hidden pride, attachment, insecurity, anger, or selflessness. Every reaction becomes part of your spiritual path. Every challenge becomes an invitation to grow. The Buddha once compared life to a mirror. We believe we are observing other people, yet in truth, we are constantly seeing reflections of our own mind. Children become especially powerful mirrors because they live so close to us. Their behavior often exposes our deepest attachments and unconscious habits. A stubborn child may teach patience. A sensitive child may awaken compassion. A fearless child may inspire courage. Even a rebellious child may reveal where control has replaced love. This does not mean every difficulty results from mistakes made in previous lives. Karma is far more subtle than simple reward and punishment. It includes countless conditions arising together in each present moment. Your choices today matter just as much as your actions in previous lifetimes. Every act of kindness creates new karma. Every moment of forgiveness weakens old suffering. Every expression of unconditional love transforms the future for both parent and child. One of the greatest misunderstandings about karma is the belief that destiny cannot change. The Buddha rejected such fatalistic thinking. He taught that although we inherit karmic tendencies, we also possess the ability to create entirely new conditions through wisdom and compassionate action. Imagine receiving a handful of seeds. Some produce beautiful flowers. Others grow into thorny bushes. The seeds have already been planted, but how you care for the garden determines what eventually blossoms. Your relationship with your child is exactly such a garden. Every conversation, every embrace, every patient response during moments of conflict becomes new karma. Every bedtime story, every encouraging word, every act of forgiveness plants seeds that may continue bearing fruit for generations. In this way, your child is not only connected to your past, they are also shaping your future. Together, you are writing the next chapter of a story that began long before either of you can remember. There are moments when parents quietly wonder why loving a child can feel so overwhelming. Why does a parent's heart ache simply watching their child sleep? Why does even a small injury seem to cause unbearable pain? Buddhism suggests that such love may be much older than this single lifetime. It may be the accumulated affection of countless reunions across many births. Each meeting deepens the bond until it becomes almost impossible to explain through ordinary language. And yet, attachment must never be confused with wisdom. The Buddha loved all beings with immeasurable compassion, but he also taught that clinging inevitably creates suffering. The purpose of recognizing karmic connections is not to become more possessive of our children. It is to love them more wisely. They are not our possessions. They are fellow travelers walking beside us for a brief moment in an endless journey through samsara. We are entrusted with caring for them, guiding them, and helping them awaken, but we do not own their destiny. Perhaps this is the deepest lesson of all. Your child did not enter your life merely so you could teach them. They also came to teach you. Hidden within every smile, every tear, every disagreement, and every embrace is a lesson your soul has been waiting to learn for lifetimes. Sometimes, the teacher arrives wearing the smallest shoes. So as we continue this journey together, I invite you to reflect quietly upon your own child. Think about the moments that have changed you forever. Think about the fears they have awakened, the joys they have revealed, and the person you have become because of them. Ask yourself one simple question. What if none of it happened by accident? What if every meeting, every challenge, and every blessing was part of a much older story that your soul has carried across countless lifetimes? In the next part of this teaching, we will explore one of the most fascinating questions in Buddhist wisdom. How can you recognize the signs that your child may have shared a past life with you? Are there subtle clues hidden within their personality, their behavior, their dreams, or the mysterious connection you feel every time your eyes meet? The answers may change the way you understand your family forever. Jimmy Chu.